First and foremost, as always, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem HaKodash. I would like to give double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth, and that's on teaching this truth. And as always, much peace, love, and citation to the elect. Excuse me, beginning with the 144,000, all the way down to the large multitude that believes, and who the Lord will deliver in these last days. To you all I say shalom. I'm the brother Tazamah from the Great Millstone Dallas camp, coming back today with another lesson. And Lord willing, this lesson today will be edifying. And today's lesson is going to be entitled Joshua, a symbol of the priest king. And I'll put in parentheses Yahawashi there. All right, because Yahawashi, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, is going to rule, all right, as a king and a priest. He is the ultimate king priest. All right, and just as Yahawashi is the ultimate king priest, all right, we have been, the nation of Israel, beginning with the men, have been created to be a nation in the kingdom of priests on the planet Earth. Okay? And that's exactly how we're going to rule in the kingdom. All right? Now, you're still going to have the Levites. All right? You're still going to have the Levites, which, the Levites, loya, that's how you say it in the Hebrew, which means joined unto me. All right? The Levites were selected by Yahweh Bashem Al-Shah to be priests unto the Most High. They didn't have any inheritance amongst the land of Israel, because their inheritance was pretty much the temple. You see? But, going back to the heavenly origin, all right, Yahawashi was a priest after the order of Melchizedek. Okay, because Yahawashi, he didn't come through the loins of Levi. He came through the loins of Judah. All right, that's why the scripture says in what's that, Hebrews 7:14, that he's let me just get it real quick. He sprang forth out of Judah. All right, this is Hebrews chapter 7, verse 14. It says, "For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah." Okay, and Judah wasn't the tribe that was set up to be the lawgiver. All right, that was set up for Levi. So it says, "For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah, of which tribe Moses spake nothing concerning priesthood," because the priesthood, of course, as we've been explaining, all right, the priesthood was given unto the tribe of Levi. It is also written that Judah is the lawgiver. What's that? Psalms 60. I want to say it is. Judah, lawgiver. Let me get that real quick. Lawgiver. Judah is my lawgiver. Yep. So this is Psalm. Let's actually just read all these real quick. This is Genesis 49:10. It says, "The scepter shall not depart from Judah," which the scepter is representation of a rulership or kingdom. All right, "nor a lawgiver from between his feet until Shiloh come." And Shiloh, all right, is talking about Yahawashi. Yahawashi is Shiloh. Okay, which Shiloh means rest. Okay, it says, "And unto him shall the gathering of the people be." You see, unto Yahawashi shall the gathering of the people be, man. And that's talking about the whole 12 tribes. Okay, this is Psalm 60:7. It says, "Gilead is mine, and Manasseh is mine. Ephraim also is the strength of mine head. Judah is my lawgiver." Okay? It says, "Judah is my lawgiver." Okay, because ultimately, the scriptures talk about how pretty much all tribes came out of the waters, pretty much the waters of Judah. Yahawashi is the ultimate Judite. But before there was the tribe of Judah, the tribe of Levi, the tribe of Benjamin, Naphtali, Asher, Ephraim, Manasseh, Issachar, Zebulun, Gad, before it was all Zebulun, before it was all the rest of these tribes, everything was taking place in the heavens first. Okay, because we're a spiritual and heavenly family before carnal. All right, this is Psalm 108:8. "Gilead is mine," is pretty much repeating the same thing. "Gilead is mine, Manasseh is mine, Ephraim also is the strength of mine head, Judah is my lawgiver." All right, now let's go here to the book of Zechariah real quick here. All right, because when you read the prophets, all right, the prophets were set up as signs and as wonders for the people. Okay, there were I want to say that that's in Isaiah. I want to say that's in Isaiah the 8th chapter. "I and the children whom the Lord have given me are for signs and wonders for the people." You see, So the prophets would do, they were commanded to do particular things and say particular things as a sign for future events to come. Okay? Now, when you read the book of Zechariah, all right, you had Zechariah and Haggai, which were contemporaries during the time where Israel was predominantly, so I'd rather say specifically, the southern tribe was in captivity underneath the Medo-Persian Empire at this time. This is after the exile. This is after the Babylonian exile, and we were told to go back into our land from the decree of Cyrus. And and we were told to go back and rebuild the temple. So Zechariah and Haggai were contemporary prophets that the Lord set up at the time, where you had Zerubbabel, all right, which was pretty much the head, the governor, which that's King David in the reincarnation, if you can receive it in the spirit. And then you had Joshua, the high priest. Okay, but you had Jake that was, being complacent, and that was just, that was just really just being complacent during that time. That's why the scripture says in the book of Haggai, consider your ways. Pretty much, the prophets were sent to curse out the leadership at that time. Okay, but this is the book of Zechariah, chapter 6, verse 9. It says, and the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, all right, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, take of them of the captivity, even of Heldai, of Tobiah, and Jediah, which these are individuals that were a part of the Babylonian exile. I want to say that Jediah was a priest. It says, which are come from Babylon, and come thou the same day, and go into the house of Josiah, the son of Zephaniah. It says, then take silver and gold, and make crowns, and set them upon the head of Joshua, the son of Josedek, the high priest. Okay, it says, and set them upon the head of Joshua, the son of Josedek, the high priest. Now, Josedek, which how you say Josedek in the Hebrew is I want to say it's Yahweh Tazadak, if I'm not mistaken. All right, which he didn't actually get a chance to perform the high priest duties, because he was he was a captive in Babylon. You see, which that stems back from the line of like Hilkiah, which Jeremiah also stems back from the same line too, from Hilkiah, because Jeremiah was a Levite. All right, but let's go here to the book of Exodus real quick, because I want to pull a precept out in the Exodus real fast. This is Exodus 29:4. It says, and Aaron and his sons thou shalt bring unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall wash them with water. And this is pretty much going into the coronation of the high priesthood, right? And thou shalt take the garments, and put upon Aaron the coat and the robe of the ephod, and the breastplate, and gird him with the curious girdle of the ephod. Now let's get this word curious real quick here, because these are pretty much the cardinal ordinances that was established for the high priesthood. Okay, that word curious is chashab. All right, that word is chashab, and that was 29:5, right? It says in the curious, it says ingenious work, if I'm saying that word correctly. Ingenious, right? It says clever, original, and inventive. You see, Aaron had a specific garment that he was supposed to wear. All right? It says ingenious work. It says name of the girdle or band of the ephod, cunningly woven. It was woven with gold. You know what I'm saying? It was a specific robe that Aaron was supposed to wear. It says in the robe of the ephod, and the ephod and the breastplate, and gird him with the curious girdle of the ephod. And thou shalt put the mitre upon his head, and put the holy crown upon the mitre. See, let's read this in the NLT. Place the turban on his head, and fasten the sacred medallion to the turban. So yeah, it was like a specific medallion that would be placed on his turban. You could just imagine how cold and how bad that garment was, man. We think we wearing some cold garments now, man. That was a cold, with the garment that Aaron had, that mug was cold. Had stones in it, you know what I'm saying? It was beautiful. Okay, so it's kind of it's kind of symbolic of what we're reading about here, about putting the crown upon the head of Joshua the high priest. Mind you, this is all symbolic. Okay, this is Haggai 1:1. Let's just get this real quick. All right, Haggai 1:1. It says, in the 2nd year of Darius the king, in the 6th month, in the 1st day of the month, which is the month of Abib. Okay, which we're in the month of Abib right now. In the 6th month. Excuse me. Salaki, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. That was a slip of the tongue. It said in the 6th month, in the 1st day of the month. I thought it said in the 1st month. Salaki. In the 1st day of the month came the word of Yahweh by Haggai the prophet unto Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, governor of Judah, and to Joshua, the son of Josedek, the high priest, saying, thus speaketh Yahweh of hosts, as people say, the time has come, the time that Yahweh's house shall be built. And we're in the time right now where the house of the Lord, the true temple, the true tabernacle, all right, is being built up. You see, in Yahawashi, he's the builder of it. You see, he's the one he's the chief cornerstone of the foundation. Okay. Now let's go back to Zechariah. It's 6 and 12. All right, it says, and speak unto him, saying, thus speaketh Yahweh of hosts, saying, behold the man whose name is the branch. And that branch is all caps, and that's talking about Yahawashi. He's the branch, or he's the offspring or the offshoot. All right, not even offshoot. He's the shoot of David. He's the branch of David. He came from the loins and lineage of King David, as the prophecy said would happen. That's why he's called the branch. And you see it's in all caps here. All right. And he shall grow up out of his place and shall build the temple of Yahweh. Because remember, Yahawashi said, he said in 3 days. Let me get that real quick. It's in the book of St. John. 3 days temple. Let's do that. Let's do it like that. Right. This is John 2 and 19. It says, Yahawashi answered and said unto them, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. You see, in this temple, the temple he was talking about is his body, because he was risen up after the 3rd day. You know, after the 3rd day when he was crucified, he was risen up from the grave. You see, so if Yahawashi is likening his body into a temple, all right, our bodies are temples too. You see, John the Baptist was likened unto a temple when you read the prophecy in Malachi. It said that the Lord shall come to his temple. That was talking about John the Baptist. Okay, so the temple that's being built up in these last days is talking about who? The elect of Yahweh B'Ashem Yahawashi. As a matter of fact, let's get that. What's that? 1 Peter 2. 1 Peter 2 and 4 says, to whom coming as unto a living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of the Most High, but chosen of Yahweh, and precious, talking about Yahawashi, ye also, all right, as lively stones. You know, we're also as lively stones, right? Because the temple was built up of precious stones and jewels, man. Right? Are built up a spiritual house, you see, and holy priesthood. Okay, letting you know that temple is going to be the nation of Israel, beginning with the elect. All right, and holy priesthood, right, to offer up spiritual sacrifices. And the only way that you can offer up a sacrifice is if you're a priest. You see? So in the kingdom, it's not going to be a priesthood after the order of Aaron. It's going to be a priesthood after the order of Melchizedek. Okay? To offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to Yahweh by Yahawashi HaMashiach. You see, so we're as lively stones building up a spiritual temple here in these last days, man. Okay, but Yahawashi, he is that branch. All right, he is that branch that was prophesied about. Let's get Jeremiah 23 and 5. It says, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch. Let's just get that word branch real quick here. The word in the Hebrew is tazamach. All right, you see that tazamach? It says sprout, growth, branch, sprouting, growth, sprout. sprout shoot of Messiah from Davidic tree. You see, he's from the Davidic tree, which ultimately lines up with prophecy that he will come from the loins and lineage of David, which Joseph was of that same line. That's why it's called the branch. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. And shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. And that's when Yahawashi, returns to establish the nation of Israel as the head nation on the planet. And all righteousness and judgment is going to be executed on the planet Earth as is written. The righteous are going to be in authority and the people are going to be rejoicing. Okay, let's get Jeremiah 33 real quick. Jeremiah 33 verse 14, it says, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will perform that good thing which I have promised unto the house of Israel and to the house of Judah. In those days and in that time will I cause the branch of righteousness to grow up unto David. You see that? I will cause the branch of righteousness to grow up unto David, and he shall execute judgment and righteousness in the land. You see that? And that's talking about Yahawashi, man, who was written about within the prophets and the law. Okay? That's talking about him. Okay? There was another priest about, oh yeah, that's right, Zechariah. It's in the book of Zechariah as well. Zechariah the 6th chapter. Zechariah the 6th chapter. I just keep hitting Zephaniah, bro. So I man. There we go. Zechariah 6 and 9. Alright. I'm sorry, not Zechariah 6. I'm in there. Zechariah 3 is what I meant to say. My bad. Zechariah 3 and 8. Zechariah 3, let's start at verse 6. It says, and the angel of Yahweh protested unto Joshua, saying, and we believe through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim that this Joshua that's being talked about here, we believe in the reincarnation, that this is Elder High Priest Ariah. Okay? And we believe that by faith. Okay, that, you know, the one that was wearing the filthy garments, you know, but the Lord eventually cleaned them up. It says, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, if thou wilt walk in my ways, and if thou wilt keep my charge, then thou shalt also judge my house, and shalt also keep my courts. Alright? It says, and I will give thee places to walk among these that stand by. Hear now, O Joshua the high priest, thou and thy fellows that sit before thee, for they are men wondered at. And that you see that where they are men wondered at, pretty much as signs or symbols. You see? It says, for behold, I will bring forth my servant the branch. Okay? I will bring forth my servant the branch. And this is a future prophecy of Yahawashi again, the branch. That's going to be the one that's going to be establishing the true temple of Yahweh Bashim Yahawashi. Okay? Because, you know, you had the physical temple, which was a beautiful thing. You know, the physical temple, the Levites. Of course, that was a beautiful thing, but it was a sign and a symbol of things, or of something that was already happening. You know, it was a sign and a symbol of something that was already taking place, that was going on in the heavens, man. That's why Moses was commanded to build a replica of the tabernacle after the pattern of what he saw in the heavens. It was already something going on, which is very, very critical to understand. Okay. All right, is it back in Zechariah 6, verse 13? It says, and he, talking about the branch, and he shall build the temple of Yahweh, and he shall bear the glory, and shall sit and rule upon his throne. So he's going to be a priest, but he's going to rule upon his throne. It says, and he shall be a priest upon his throne, and the counsel of peace shall be between them both. Now, what does it mean that the counsel of peace is going to be between them both? The them both is talking about both offices, the kingship and the priesthood. Okay? Them is Bayan. Okay, Bayan is like between. Okay? That word Bayan is like between, among, in the midst of, with other preps from between. And that word both is shunyung. Okay? Between them both, between them two. Talking about the priesthood and the throne. Because that's ultimately like when you look at Melchizedek, for example. When you look at Melchizedek, he was a king and a priest. Let's get that real quick. Let's get Genesis the 14th chapter. All right, this is Genesis chapter 14, verse 18. All right, it says, and Melchizedek, which is also in the Hebrew is pronounced Malach Tazadok, and Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine. Okay, and this is when he was meeting Abraham after the slaughter of the kings. He brought forth bread and wine, and it is heavy because the word is likened unto bread and wine. You see, and he was the priest of the Most High Power. Now, mind you, this is before the tribe of Levi was even on the scene. You see, this is before Levi was even on the scene, but he was known as what? He was the priest of the Most High Power. You see that word priest is kahan. Okay, you see priest. All right, and priest king. You see priest king. Okay, Exodus 19, it says, and ye shall be a nation in the kingdom of priests, a priest king, Melchizedek, and he was just there. You know, he didn't have no descent. You know what I'm saying? Because even when you go into the Levitical priesthood, you had to be of the line of Aaron. I'm sorry, you had to be of Levi, but to be a high priest, you had to be of the line of Aaron. Your records had to be known for and accounted for. You see, but he didn't have no descent. He didn't have to go down who was Melchizedek's father. What line does he come from? Did he come from this line? His father came from that line? No, that didn't happen. He was just there. You see, well, and that goes to show you the kind of body that Melchizedek had, man. Which the Melchizedek is Yahawashi. That's him. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, actually going the wrong way. It's lucky. It says, king of Salem brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High Power, right? It says, and he blessed him and said, blessed be Abram of the Most High Power, which Abram, all right, is Abaram, which means exalted father. This is before his name was changed to Abraham, which is father of the multitude. You see, and he said, and he blessed him and said, blessed be Abram of the Most High Power, possessor of heaven and earth, and blessed be the Most High Power, which hath delivered thine enemies into thine hand, and he gave him tithes of all. So Abraham knew to give tithes unto Melchizedek because he knew who he was in the spirit. You see, because he was king in Salem, but he was a priest, and then Abraham gave him a tenth of all that he had. You see, and even in Abraham did Levi pay tithes unto Melchizedek. You see, this is Psalm 110 and 4. All right, Psalm 110 and 4 says, Yahweh has sworn and will not repent. Thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek or Malach Tazadok. After the order. Let's get that word order. He's a priest, and the Lord sworn this. He promised that this would happen. You see? That word order, because the root word is dabar. All right, so you got dabarah. All right, dabarah. That's how you say that in the Hebrew. It says after the order, or manner of Melchizedek. You see, after the man, and what was Melchizedek? Melchizedek was a king and he was a priest. He's going to be he's a priest forever after the manner, all right, of Melchizedek. So there's a priestly order that's already established, that was already set up before the Levitical order. Okay, which Yahawashi Hamashiach himself is the head of that priesthood. That's why he's known as the chief priest. I want to say, when you read that in I think it's in Hebrews the 3rd chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yep, Hebrews 3:1. It says, wherefore, holy brethren, partakers of the heavenly calling, which is talking about us. Lord willing, we of that number, but we know that we've been called. It says, consider the apostle and high priest of our profession, Hamashiach Yahawashi. You see that? He's the high priest. He is the ultimate high priest. Okay? But even with him being a high priest, he's also, right? He's also a king. You see, he's a king upon his throne and a priest, which we are going to be kings and priests. You see? All right, this is let's go to the 7th chapter. And Hebrews is a heavy book, man. This is Hebrews chapter 7. All right, verse 1. It says, from Melchizedek, king of Salem, priest of the Most High Power, who met Abraham returning from the slaughter of the kings and blessed him. All right, so it was what we just read in Genesis 14. To whom also Abraham gave a 10th part of all, which that word tithe. When you pay your tithes or your tithes, it means a 10th. You're supposed to give 10% of your earnings of what you have, and you're to give that. You were to give that to the priest. You see, because once again, the priest didn't have any inheritance. Their inheritance were the temple, so you would give a 10th of what you have, and you would give it unto the priest. Okay. To whom also Abraham gave a 10th part of all, first being interpreted king of righteousness. You see, king of righteousness is Malak Tazadak. Okay, it says, and after that also king of Salem, which is king of peace. All right, now who's also known as the king of priest, or the king of peace? All right, Isaiah the 9th chapter, talking about Yahawashi. It's Isaiah 9:6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Okay, the Prince of Peace. Okay, that's talking about Yahawashi being the ultimate king and priest upon his throne. Okay, and the elect, beginning with the 144,000, are going to be joint heirs and rulers with Yahawashi Hamashiach upon his throne as kings and priests. All right, now going back to Hebrews 7, it says, without father, without mother, without descent. Now let's just get this real quick. What does it mean to be without descent? That word without descent is ag in al agitas. Woo, that's a hard one. Ag in el an ing an ag in al agatas. I'm gonna let Esau say it for me.
Strong's G35. Agenia lagitas.
Agenia lagitas. Man, that's a tongue twister right there. It says, of those who dissent, there is no account. You see, because once, like I quoted before, okay, like I said before, you had to your descent or your genealogy had to be accounted for before you could even say that you're of the priesthood. And that's whenever you read, like in Ezra the 3rd chapter, you had people that was coming back, and you had those individuals whose line wasn't reckoned for. You see, so Melchizedek, his descent wasn't accounted for. Of those whose descent, there is no account without genealogy, and that goes back to your father, because ultimately his father is from the heavens, which is from everlasting, and Yahweh doesn't have no beginning. You see, Yahweh just placed Melchizedek there in Salem. Salem means peace. It says, without father, without mother, without descent, having neither beginning of days nor end of life. You see, because, beginning of days, you say, Melchizedek, son of such and such, son of such, son of such and such. That didn't happen with Melchizedek. He had no beginning. We're just letting you know this is talking about Yahawashi. Having neither beginning of days nor end of life, but made like unto the Son of the Most High. You see that? But made like unto the Son of the Most High. From everlasting. You see? Abideth a priest continually. You see? Once again, The priesthood of Aaron was a replica of something that was already going on. Okay? It says, now consider how great this man was, unto whom even the patriarch Abraham gave the tenth of the spoils. So how can you renounce the book of Hebrews and not understand Melchizedek? You know what I'm saying? Because that's really, you really read about Melchizedek, Genesis 14, Psalms 110, and that's it. He was just like, he got his little moments where he pops up, but he's a pivotal piece in the grand scheme of things, right? It says, and verily they that are of the sons of Levi, who received the office of the priesthood, have a commandment to take tithes of the people according to the law, right? Is what we was going to earlier. That is, of their brethren, though they come out of the loins of Abraham, right? But he whose descent is not counted from, but he whose descent is not counted from them received tithes of Abraham. You see, so Melchizedek, whose descent you can't even account of, which this is before the 12 tribes was even established. This is where you just had the sons of the Most High. Abraham paid him tithes and blessed him that had the promises. You see, and without all contradiction, the blessed is, and without all contradiction, the less is blessed of the better. You see? The less is blessed of the better, man. Abraham was blessed of the better. And Abraham is the father of the promises. You see? It says, and here men that die receive tithes, talking about the tribe of Levi. But there he receiveth them, of whom it is witnessed that he liveth. You see, he had no beginning nor end. He was just there. What kind of body did he have? You know what I'm saying? Melchizedek is a replica of how we're going to be. Can I explain that process in detail? Nope. But Melchizedek was there. Had no beginning nor end. Man. It says, and as I may so say, Levi also, who receiveth tithes, paid tithes in Abraham. Hey man, the Apostle Paul was deep, man. For as he was yet in the loins of his father, for he was yet in the loins of his father when Melchizedek met him. You see that? He was in the loins of Abraham when Melchizedek met Levi, and Levi had to pay tithes to Melchizedek. You see? So Yahawashi, he's going to sit upon his throne as a king and as a priest after an order that was already established in the heavens, man. And we're going to, Lord willing, we have that number. We're going to inhabit that order. We're going to inhabit that glory. You see, which is ultimately what we're fighting for. Okay. All right. This is Hebrews 5:6. It says, as he saith also in another place, thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek, which again, he was a king and a priest. He's going to be a priest after the manner of Melchizedek. Just as Melchizedek, Malatazadok, was king in Salem and he was a priest, Yahawashi is going to have that same glory, that same order. You see, and he's the one that was set up to what? Build the temple. Which the temple's being built right before these people's face. That's why they can't. This is a temple that they can't sack. Like Esau can't sack this temple. He was able to sack the temple. You know, Babylon, the Babylonians was able to come through and sack the temple during 586 BC. Esau was able to come and sack the temple during 70 AD. But this temple here can't be sacked. This temple can't be sacked. Because it's a spiritual temple. Alright, Zechariah 6, back in Zechariah 6 and 13, it says, and he shall build the temple of Yahweh, and he shall bear the glory, and shall sit and rule upon his throne, and he shall be a priest upon the throne, and the council of peace shall be between them both. And we just broke that down, both offices, right? And the crowns shall be to Helim, and to Tobijah, and to Jediah, and to Hen, the son of Zephaniah, for a memorial in the temple of Yahweh. You see, for a testimony, for something to remember. You see? And they that are afar off shall come and build the temple of Yahweh. And that's talking about us. Ye who were once far off are now made near, or made nigh by the blood of Yahawashi Mashiach, as it's written in Ephesians 2. That's talking about us. And they that are far off shall come and build the temple of Yahweh, and ye shall know that Yahweh of hosts sent me unto you. You see? This prophecy is being fulfilled. And this shall come to pass if ye will diligently obey the voice of Yahweh your power. And it is coming to pass. We're in that time now. So Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, B'Shem Yahawashi, B'Shem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders, a great millstone that taught us his truth and that's teaching his truth. And as always, much peace, love, and salutation to the elect of Yahweh, B'Shem Yahawashi. Until next time I say, Shalom.